as we do that. So is it ready to go?
You're going.
All right, so this first clinic is going to be on Google Forms, kind of intermediate level, but if you have more advanced questions towards the end, she can help you with those as well. So Britni Nuckols is here. She's from the Amarillo area, but the reason I asked her what she's known for and has given clinics on a TMEA and things like that is Google. She is like super Google expert, and when I went to her clinic, what I remember is how it will save you so much time as a band director, all the paperwork and things we have to do as a band director. And then I'm sure that with COVID, she's probably learned more ways to use it for teaching as well. But even though that clinic was super awesome, I went home and I didn't necessarily put everything into practice because I couldn't remember it all. So that's why we're going to do the Make It Take It, so you can actually practice here today. So for the online people, I'm going to do about 20 minutes presentation. She'll answer questions, and we're going to shut off the online, and she's going to work hands-on with the people that are here. Online, she's going to give you some links to some other videos. You can explore some things on your own. And then at 2:30, we'll be back on, and she's going to talk in an advanced version of Sheets, ways to merge and import and do all kinds of things with that. But we're going to start today with Google Forms. Ms. Britni Nuckols.
Thanks. As Tamara said, I work here in Amarillo. I am a middle school director. I love Google. I'm Google certified. I am all for what can I do for free, because we have to spend money in so many other places. So today is not focused on how we're going to use this in front of students, but more how are we going to do this in the office so we can get home faster at night. Right? Amen? Yes. So for everybody, this link is case sensitive. If you've typed it into your search engine up there, just so you know, it is full of stuff. Okay? And what I've done here, some of these things we're not even going to look at today, but they are for your reference whenever you have time to sit around and play. Okay, so for instance, this Google Forms and this Google Sheets presentation are chocked full of little things that I do with a how-to video for each one, and each one is maybe 2 or 3 minutes depending on that skill, that you can go, oh, okay, cool, and you see how I use that in my program. Okay, so those are purely for your reference, and frequently used time savers. That is just things that I have thought of that my colleagues are like, wait, how do you do that? It has nothing to do necessarily with forms or sheets. It's just me being a Google freak deal. So those are 3 things for you to play around with whenever you have some time, okay? So for today, you should have our Google Forms outline that Tamara posted online for you. If you didn't get it from online, I'm going to go back to our link real fast so everybody can get to it. Is anybody not in our folder yet?
My school computer won't let me access it.
No!
And I can't access it on my phone. It goes to, never mind, I see what I did wrong now. So yeah, I still can't get on my laptop, so I'll be on my phone.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's the school's problem.
Oh.
Not yours.
No comment.
I'm not on it.
No comment. My school does weird things too, so I apologize. Anybody else having trouble getting there?
I'm just typing it in now.
Okay.
The computer was.
It is case sensitive, so make sure you do it that way.
And the online one, I think, is clickable. So
Yes.
for the online people.
Yeah, if you went online, I put links in there for you. Once you pull it up, you can actually, if you're looking at it in Drive, if you click over here, you can add a shortcut to this folder, and then you don't ever have to remember that link. So you don't have to keep up with it.
Are you guys all using GoBusGo right now?
For the Wi-Fi?
Okay.
That's the
I am too.
I was, but it was no.
Okay. Anybody else not there with us? No? You're almost there. Okay. No. You're good. You're good. Minus 2 points for Isaac. Any luck?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Okay, if you're already in there, what I'm gonna ask you to do is to open the band registration example, which I put actually there in your handout as well, that you can click to it. If you open the one in the folder, please make a copy of it. That would be swell. If you click to it from the handout, it'll force a copy. So either way, we want to end up on our registration example.
Is there a way for them to know if it's a copy by looking at the URL, or no? Like I think I clicked through the handout, but I'm not sure. Is there a way to know?
You shouldn't have editing power if
Okay.
if you can edit it, it's yours.
Okay,
that
so
make
if
sense?
it says request edit access, then I made a copy.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But I didn't make a copy.
It should
Right?
though.
Okay.
Yeah. From this one, that'll force a copy.
Oh, I clicked on the course materials.
Gotcha. If you clicked at it from the drive, you're gonna need to make a copy of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, like this.
Oh,
right,
a
I
mouse
can't
one?
right click, 'cause I'm on a mouse, I'm on an iPad, so I don't wanna do that.
That's okay. Let's see.
I'm on that.
Yay. Okay. So let's come in. Where does no one edit it? Does the copy go after we make it? Okay. It'll go somewhere in your drive. Tell you what, if we come to here, then we're gonna go to
Okay.
So now you've got to log
Oh, I
into
can't remember Google font, oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay, this, I'll watch her, okay, I can't.
Oh yes, use template, absolutely. And that's how it makes the copy for you, totally. Yep. Okay. Anybody else? We're good, that's what I'm here for. The joys of technology, right? It's a thing. Okay. So, here on our form, I do a band registration form at the beginning of the year to get my kids' contact information, t-shirt sizes, all that good stuff. I even have them sign their media release in the form, all that good stuff. So, I took out some of the cool stuff and we're gonna add them together before you make your own. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we come down here on our form and we are getting their student name and all that good stuff, I want to get their phone number. I don't know about you, but I can put in the description box here to type your phone number, 3 digits, hyphen, 3 digits, hyphen, 4 digits, and they won't do it. I don't know about you. They do just 10 numbers, or they put it in parentheses, and then I have to go back on my Google Sheet and change it later. No, honey bears, you're doing it my way. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So if everybody wants to do this with us, because remember you've got your own form now, we're gonna click on that question of student phone number, okay?
Brittany,
Ma'am.
sorry, when I click on it, nothing happens. Do I need to click use template?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you say that and I missed it? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Now it works.
You good? Okay. So, yes, you want to use the template. So, we are on our student phone number, okay? We want to make it a short answer question. Obviously, it can't be multiple choice. That would be kind of creepy. So, short answer. And I'm going to put in my description box how I want it formatted, which this is my happy place, right? I don't want to deal with parentheses. I just want numbers. Now, here's where we're going to get a little bit fancy with it. We're going to come down here on the 3 dots. And there's more options if you didn't know that. We want response validation. Okay? And we're then, if you have your handout there sitting next to you, you're going to see it right there. Or you can pull it up from our folder. Okay? We want to make it a regular expression. That's what we're going for. So, we're going to come over here where it says number, and we're going to change that to say regular expression. Okay? We don't want it to contain something. We want it to match our expression. We want it to match exactly. So we're going to click matches. Now, the pattern is very obscure, which is why I gave it to you on your outline, and I'm going to explain it for you right quick. what we want, the first number needs to be 1 through 9 because I don't know of an area code that starts with a 0. If you know of one, please let me know and I'll change it. But the next two numbers are going to be anywhere from 0 to 9, right? I live in Amarillo, mine is 806. So that fits within the expression because the first number cannot be a 0 and then 0 through 9 after that. Then I have a hyphen. And then I've done the same thing because I don't know of a phone number after an area code that starts with a 0 either. So, yes, that's a lot of explanation, but here's the truth of it. Copy and paste it. That's why I gave it to you. Like, who's ever going to remember that? I'll be honest, I don't remember it off the top of my head. I look at last year's form and copy and paste it.
And so just to be sure, y'all know the digital handout, Band Directors Talk Shop, first article, and you can click on them.
We good with that? So if I copy this crazy string of junk, gobbledygook, and I come back to my pattern, I'm going to paste that. And it's there. Okay? Are you with me so far? Have I lost you?
No.
I know I just kind of jumped in to the deep end. Right? And I can give them an error text if they type it wrong. I can say, you know, match format listed above if you want to. You don't have to. But that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to make it required. I make all them required. Because if I took the time to type the question, you're going to take the time to answer it. It's
Right.
I speak the truth. So, but that way they have to do it the way I want it. Does that make sense? So if I'm going to then, because I hope that we all know that Google Forms will automatically populate a Google Sheet with all of the answers. I hope you've experienced that already. And I can go through and format them all, but why should I when I can spend a minute and set up my question and now they have to do it for me?
And if you don't know how to make it populate a sheet, when we do the questions here in a minute, raise your hand and she'll come help you.
Yeah, I promise I'll show you.
Because that's really important that you understand that, or this doesn't help.
Absolutely. Right? So, the other sort of thing in this spectrum that we're going to tackle is emails. Okay? If you don't know, by the way, all of these little red asterisks by my questions are telling me that they're required. I don't know if you knew that or not. So if it doesn't have an asterisk, it's not required. And nope, like I said, if I type the question, you better answer it. And yes, you can change a setting where everything's automatically required. Sir. Oh no, you're doing your stuff. Sorry, online people, I'm clueless. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at another formatting thing. Let's look at parent email. Okay, we're going to change this just like we did the phone numbers. Okay, but this one's a heck of a lot easier. So we still want a short answer question, but what we did, we went to our 3 dots to that response validation, and that's where we made it text and email. So they can't just type me. No. I want to know how to get a hold of you. So you can't claim we didn't inform you of the concert, you know, or whatever it is. So those are the two things to change questions, so they have to follow my rules. You okay so far? Anybody freaking out yet? No? Okay. So let's talk some other things. Let's come back up here to the end of section 1, right after student grade level. I want to go ahead and get their t-shirt size so I can get shirts ordered, right? And I don't want to go around in the band, what do you want, what do you want? No, you're going to tell me on my form. So it'll do the work for me. So up here, if I click on the student grade level question, I'm going to add a question here on the right. Okay? And this is where we're going to say shirt size. Now, if you didn't know, Google's kind of intuitive, right? Sometimes they're dead on. Sometimes like, what were you thinking? But they discovered, oh, you probably want this to be a multiple choice question. We didn't tell it that, it figured it out. And it automatically went, oh, you might need sizes. and you're going, oh, those all look like sizes I'm willing to order, add all. Boom, it made my question. And it took all of, like what, 4 mouse clicks? Like, okay, cool. Of course, you can change them and you can add ones. Like, I start 5th graders, so I would add one that says youth large, because 5th graders are teeny tiny little souls.
Will you show them how to add it and how to drag it to the
Of
right
course.
spot?
So if I click down here for add option and I type youth large, I don't go smaller than that. They're just gonna have to get over it. And then on the far left, I have 6 dots. You see those 6 dots? They don't show up until your mouse hovers right there. That I'm gonna drag that to the top. Boom. Right? And of course you can add other sizes as you deem fit, but it does a lot of the work for you. Ma'am.
Online question, back on the phone number,
Mhm.
what if your student does not have a cell phone number, but you've made it required?
So don't require it then.
Okay.
And good luck to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would say. Or
you could, if it's just gonna be a couple, you could tell them enter 555.
yeah, if you know who it's gonna be, and they've told you, Miss Nuckols, I don't have one. Cool. So just type this instead, and I'll know that you don't, and it's fine. Absolutely. So, okay, we good so far? You're allowed to tell me you're not, and I won't freak out. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out really quick before I zoom back in. If you don't know, you can organize your form into sections. So it's not just, here's 37 questions I need you to answer. We can group them in sections. And it's really helpful for if, I know when I was a kid, and it's gonna age me, I remember the books that I would read, like Choose Your Own Adventure. And so you'd get to the bottom of the page. If you're gonna climb the tree, turn to page 42. Or if you're gonna run away around the corner, turn to page 57. Like, we can do that in a form where when they answer a question a certain way, it can jump to another set of questions based on what they told us. And for that to work, we need things organized in sections. Does that make sense? We can't jump to a certain question, we can only jump to a section. Okay? So I've got this one laid out in some sections, and I'll show you what they all are before we mess with them. So the first one is kind of all the student information stuff. Their name, their phone number, their grade level, their shirt size. Okay? Then I've got parent information. And yes, it's required, but what we're gonna do, I've got multiple kiddos that have multiple parents, some live together, some are in separate households, whatever. I need multiple sets of information. So what we're gonna do, if you look at section 2, where it says parent 1 information, okay, we're gonna click over here, I just clicked on the first question, so the mouse knew I was in section 2. And then we're going to, let me find my magic button, the 3 dots. We're gonna duplicate that entire section. And now I don't have to make all those questions again. Done. Now section 3 says parent 1 information. So we're gonna have to change that to say parent 2, obviously, right? I mean, that's a gimme. Now, I will be honest, I don't make parent 2 information required because that doesn't apply to everybody. So we can just go through and slide those little sliders over. If you click on the question, move the required slider, and you actually don't move it. You click it and it moves for you. Don't try and drag it. It doesn't like that. So, but that way it keeps all the formatting. It keeps my email question. It keeps my phone number question. It did the work for me. You we okay so far? Yeah? Okay. Sections are fantastic. Now, where else could I use a section on this form? I've got a section for volunteers. Can I contact you? Yes or no? Because some parents are like, please don't. Okay, cool. You tell me that right now. I will not bother you all year long until you come to a concert. No, but and then I've got like a media agreement here. You're welcome to use it. Please make it say your program and not mine. I'm sure your admin would appreciate that, but you're welcome to have it. The handbook, I usually put, I know it says that the handbook is located at, and then it says media. I haven't finished this next year's handbook yet, so I didn't include it on there, but that's where I would put a link to our handbook for parents, right? The only piece of paper I like to collect from parents is their actual medical form. I don't feel comfortable getting that information in a cloud. I'm not okay with that. But this is all they do for registration for me, is this form and their medical form. Okay? So if we come back up to, and I'm so excited that I thought of this for this year, by the way. I don't know about you, but I have kiddos in my program who have siblings. So I may have multiples. And the last few years it's been, yeah, sorry, Mom, you have to fill out the form 3 times. And then I get the look. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. But here's what we're going to do. We are going to, right now, we're going to take section number 1 and we're going to duplicate it. So we're going to come up to our 3 dots and we're going to duplicate it. And if we scroll down, here it is again. Now guess what? We're gonna, right now it's all required, right? And it's got all the same stuff. But what happens if they don't have more than 1 kid in your program? Now they have all these questions again, they have to type this in again? No, this is the cool stuff. This is the if thing, like the book that I talked about. So if we come up to section number 1, right at our t-shirt question that we made, we're going to click on that question and add 1 more question. So here we go. I'm going to click the plus sign and we're going to ask, do you have other students in our band program? And obviously that's going to be a multiple choice. Maybe that's scary. So rather than click add all, I'll zoom in a little bit. Rather than click add all, we're going to click yes and no, and then I don't even have to type it. Okay? And obviously that's required. Now, in a normal everyday Google form, no matter what they answered, it's going to take them to the next section, which is asking about another band student, right? But if they say no, we don't want them to see those questions. So this is where, up in our question, do you have other students? We're going to click these 3 dots next to the required, which, let me zoom back out. We're going to go to a section based on the answer. So now, next to our answers, it wants to know, where do you want them to go? So if they answer yes, they have another student, we want them to go to the next section to find out about student number 2. But if they don't have another student, we want to change this drop down where they have to then go to parent information. Does that make sense? So that way, yes, it's going to take a little bit more time on the spreadsheet side, like to figure out t-shirt sizes, but it's going to save my parents a lot of time and they're going to appreciate that. Does that one make sense? You can get super creative with it and have all these sections and this and that and the other. You can only have it go to a section. If you notice my drop down, I cannot make it go to a specific question. That's not an option, unfortunately. I can only go to sections. And depending on the questions you are asking in your form, you may go, oh, they just answered in whatever section and now they're done. You can make it jump to the end and they submit it. It just depends what you're looking for in your form. If you don't know, I'm just going to show you because we can, right? Did you know inside Google Chrome you can make a QR code in all of like 2 mouse clicks for anything?
That's awesome.
I am the queen of QR codes. And online people, I hope you hear this, I stuck it in the frequently used time savers. I set up a Google Calendar and I set up a QR code to it. So when I print the calendar, parents scan the QR code, everything goes on their phone, and when I change it, their phone gets changed. And parents love me for it. And I gave you instructions on how to do it. Frequently used time savers, that's why I put it in there. So QR codes really quick. If we wanted to send this form, if we went to the link button, I can get this really dumb, stupid long link that nobody's ever going to type in. So I can copy it, and I'm going to come paste it in another tab. And there's my form, but how am I going to get it to parents? Up here, oh, and it's not going to let me zoom up here. At the end of your web address line, the Omnibox, there's your share button. You've probably used the share button on your phone when you're sharing photos with somebody, something like that. The share button, create a QR code. Boom. It's right there. For any website. If you're there in Chrome, make a QR code. Done.
Wait.
I'll show you again. Here we go. Here we go, my friends. So.
Somebody give her $100.
Woo!
Not me.
I can retire. Okay. So, right here, next to your star. Okay. Your star is how you bookmark a page. But the share button, we want to create the QR code. Now, you can download it, you can right click, or no, I guess you can't. But yeah, you can download it and you can drop it onto slides, onto handouts, whatever. Yes. So how do you think I'm going to give this to parents? I'm going to give them a QR code for band registration. You betcha. Done. Ma'am.
If I don't have a share button, do we assume that's a school setting?
Probably. And if you don't, okay, so if you don't have a share button, if you just search QR code generator, this one is my favorite. The second one that says the QR code generator, it's easy, it's free. I never have issues with it. You plug it in over there and you'll have it. It'll maybe take you 5 or 6 clicks. Sorry. Ma'am.
What if I have that failed dinosaur thing?
The dinosaur is part of it. It's fine. But it's failed, or is it just there?
Well, I've seen that was like you are not connected or something, so that's okay.
Nope, the dinosaur's fine.
I must have a dinosaur.
Use it all the time. Yep. Sir.
So there is a question on the stream. It says, this is like talking about the form, I guess, specifically. And hopefully you can make more sense of this than I can. If you have a duplicate student information section, are you unable to require the information? If the questions are required, will it give the parents with one student an error message for skipping?
I don't know. That's my honest question. I don't know. So I would play with it and find out. So whoever said that out there, I don't know your handle.
It's Aaron.
It's Aaron. Aaron, send me an email and I'll play with it and get back to you. Okay, Aaron.
Your email is on the handout.
My email is on the handout. Yes, it is. So, what other generic, those are the things I wanted to cover on forms today. What other generic type questions might you have before you try and play on your own that online people might care about? And then we'll cut them off.
Can you show us how to populate it into a sheet?
Oh, absolutely. Great. Thank you. Okay, so if we're back on our form where we were editing questions, right? We're back on our form. At the very top, we've got 3 choices. We're on the question side. If we click on the responses tab, this is where it'll populate things inside forms. That's great. I like spreadsheets. So if you click the little spreadsheet button, create a spreadsheet, and it will ask you, do you want me to create a brand new one based off of the name of your form, or do you want to add it to something you already have? And you get to pick. Most often I just make a new one so it goes with the form. Does that make sense? And then there's all of my fields that they're going to answer all the questions to. And then I can manipulate as I see fit.
Wait, show that again?
Yep, totally. Okay. Nope, you're good. So, I was looking at my form and I've got my questions, right? Okay. At the very top, above my little image, I have 3 options. If I click responses, then I'm going to click the green spreadsheet icon, and it's going to make me a spreadsheet. Yay! Okay, so any other generic ones before we say goodbye to our online folks? Any other? Yes.
Security.
That's why I don't do medical stuff in it. My district, we are a Google district, and they pay for a certain level of security, and that's where I feel okay asking for their email and their address and stuff, but I don't go into medical things.
And I teach in a different, we have student ID numbers, would you ever put that in there, or?
You totally could, yeah. And honestly, like I could envision in my school district, the student email addresses are their ID at our domain. So you could totally ask for their ID number right there. And then you would have basically an automatic list of email addresses to email your kids. Absolutely, you
If you have a
could.
Charms account, you can make your spreadsheet, you know, and boom, import.
Exactly. So if you're a Charms user, then you would have this spreadsheet and you would open the Charms template spreadsheet and copy paste over what you needed for Charms. Absolutely.
You know, works
Yep.
the same with Remind too.
Yeah. Yep.
In addition with the security question, all of Google's platforms are encrypted, and so pretty much unless if you share it, it won't go public at all. And then after you essentially get all your students, for example, after they submit, you can actually remove this off of the cloud and keep it on your computer as like an Excel spreadsheet or a different program. You can convert this to any kind of spreadsheet program that you have. So if you are uncomfortable with it being in the cloud, so.
Yeah. You can download it as an Excel file and stuff.
Do you think it'd be okay to get like students if they're like allergic and their allergies and stuff through this document as well? Or is that more
That's
for, like,
where I don't-
confidential still?
I don't know where the line is.
Yeah.
So I just keep it all on one paper form for medical. And then I can put those medical things in a binder to go with me, because I'll be honest, working in Amarillo and like driving to Lubbock, what if we get a flat tire on the side of the road or whatever, and while we're waiting, a kid has heat stroke or something? I don't want to be trying to find Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? I feel better with my medical binder. And yes, I'm old school in that, but so there you have it.
Somebody also commented on here, and I don't know if this is a question. I think it's kind of just a comment, but in using forms and using sections based on answer, it only uses the last question to go to the next section. And then i.e. 3 questions on an instrument choice, only the last question affects where it goes.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so you can't do like student name, student address, go to answer based on, like, it's gonna go off the last question in that section. Absolutely. Because we want them to answer everything in that section before they make the jump. Absolutely. Good stuff. Are we good to say goodbye to our online peeps? Okay, we'll see you at 2:30. Hope you learned something. Check out the folder. Bye online. Okay, so how can we help you?